Her mother walked over and hooked her arm around Amara's waist. "It's just that cupcakes are usually for children, but children don't always like tres leches. You know this. Our orders for tres leches cakes are usually for weddings or anniversaries. Los chiquillos, they like chocolate or strawberry with pictures of that weird sponge boy or Dora the Explorer on the tops. That's what the children like." She emphasized the last part by squeezing Amara's waist a little tighter. "Even you had to go all the way to Chicago before you would try a tres leches cake, remember?" Of course she remembered. She remembered everything about Chicago, especially the day she found out that she'd made the shortlist to become the next head pastry chef at the posh lakeside resort and spa. It was the same day her mother had called, begging Amara through tears to come back to East Los Angeles and help run the bakery. So, like a good daughter, she'd given her notice at the resort and moved back home within a matter of weeks. "Besides," her mother added, raising an eyebrow, "I thought you were done with the silly cupcake ideas? Or did you already forget what happened the last time?" She unhooked herself from her mother's grip and walked toward the silver trash can in the corner. She'd rather sacrifice her cupcakes than have another conversation about the last time. Her mother knew very well that Amara hadn't forgotten. How could she, when they brought it up whenever they wanted to prove, yet again, that her parents knew what was best? Hey, don't throw them away." Her father plucked the cupcakes from her hands before Amara could toss them. "I said I liked them." Just as he was about to take a bite into one, her mother stole them both right out of his hands. You already had one. No more today, Mr. Diabetes." Then she dumped them into the garbage. Ouch. Even though Amara had planned to throw them away herself, it hurt to see her mother do it without a second thought. Her father walked over to her and kissed her forehead. "They were good cupcakes. Very good. They were just too, how you say, gourmet." Her mother gestured around the small space as if the chipped formica counter, worn linoleum floor, and display cases that were older than Amara were the answer to everything. "East LA isn't Chicago, and the Robles Panaderia isn't like the fancy hotel where you used to work. Our customers expect the same simple and traditional recipes we've been selling for almost 30 years. Deep down, I think you know that it's best just to give people what they expect." She poked through her purse, looking for God knows what, then produced their pharmacy card. "Don't forget to pull the next batch of orejas out of the oven while we pick up your father's medicines. If you leave them in too long, the sugar burns the puff pastry. Okay?" Amara nodded, even though it wasn't okay. They'd insisted she come home to help save the bakery, but in the end, they hadn't wanted help at all. How many times had they shot down her ideas for how to freshen up the menu to bring in new customers? She sighed. Their unyielding grip on simple and traditional would probably be the end of the business they had worked so hard to build. But rather than tell them that, Amara picked at the sprinkle of crumbs left behind on the counter. The only edible reminder of her two gourmet tres leches cupcakes with coconut cream frosting. As her parents walked through the bakery's kitchen toward the back exit, she heard her father tell her mother, "Consuelo, why are you always so hard on her? She wants to help. She's a good daughter. A good—" The thick wooden door slammed on the rest of his sentence, but it didn't matter. They were the words she'd heard all her life. She's a good girl. Amara grabbed the Windex and the roll of paper towels from underneath the cash register and wiped down the display case. Again. Dome-shaped sweetbreads with a chocolate crumbly checkerboard topping, nut-covered pound cakes, cinnamon and sugar-dusted churros, pink shortbread cookies, and custard-filled pastries looked back at her through the clean glass. "That's me, all right. Good, nice, sweet. I might as well be one of these freaking cream puffs," she announced to the empty store. A low buzzing sound answered her back, reminding her that the orejas were still in the oven. She turned to head into the kitchen, but the jingle of the front door opening made her turn back again. At first, she only saw a black LA Dodgers baseball cap entering the bakery. It cast a shadow over a squared jaw covered with dark stubble. A black t-shirt.
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it, at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.